For today's cup of coffee,
We're
going to do part 2 on this as far as Generation Z phrases. Youngest kid translates for me.
Sort of, kind of.
And
I
this
put
is
them into context.
from keyhole.co. And the link will be in the description box. And it's got some really good stuff. And I've actually learned a lot. I've enjoyed, having kid explain some things.
I think it's fun using slang.
It can be fun. It really can be fun.
Now, there are some people that don't understand it, and they get offended. Like, dead-ass offended.
There are some people that are looking to be offended over anything and everything,
like,
and
what?
that is not our responsibility.
No, it's the person's responsibility to gain control of their reactions.
Absolutely. And we need
It's like, why does this offend me the way that it does? Should it really offend me the way that it does?
We need to have some emotional maturity brought back to the world at large. Mm-hmm. And so, I've had people get angry with me for no reason.
Yeah.
That's part of my chart. And I'm like, if I did something, let me know what it was so I can either apologize or take credit, whichever is due. Mm-hmm. And it's, that's kind of interesting.
It is.
So don't worry about that. It's just one of those you can't. What was that saying? You can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all of the people all of the time.
Yep. You can please some of the people some of the time. You can please me once in a while. That was someone was drunk and they were like, they were going off. They were trying to do that line and they were like, you can please me once in a while. It's something. Like literally went on like God love it. God love it.
Well, it's one of those people were angered when Christ was here. They're still angered by him. So I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. Why should we?
Yeah.
Why should you be worried about something that is like, God's like, fear not, be not afraid.
Yeah.
And don't. God even tells you, it's like, don't be offended.
Right. Yeah. Find out what it is. Talk to the other person.
Yeah.
And that is one of the things when you learn the different slang, lingo, different things of different generations, that helps everybody communicate. Proper communication leads to a more full understanding of the other people.
Mm-hmm. It does.
It takes time, but it's worth it. Mm-hmm. It's always worth it.
It is.
And so we had skipped over some of them last night because this was a very long list. And we're going to start out with something called a reply guy.
A reply
And
guy.
I'm like, what the hell is a reply guy?
That is someone who is on a person's profile or whatever, and they reply to everyone, almost. And they get in fights, they argue with a bunch of people, and it's stupid, and it's literally, it's like, to get the attention of whatever female content creator, most of the time, it's that, almost trying to be like, and they don't respond to every single comment, they respond to a lot of the ones that are sort of dissing. Right. So it's like every single one that's sort of dissing, that's when they go off, and it's like, dude.
Well, it says
these
here
are pointless.
That they often leave comments on tweets, Facebook posts, or other social media content, often demonstrating excessive familiarity, over-familiarity, or providing unsolicited advice. And so is it that they're trying to be knight in shining armor when the creator doesn't need a knight in shining armor, or what?
Some of the time, yes.
Now, I have no problem with chivalry. I like chivalry.
And this ain't chivalry.
But it's one of those...
This is one of those irritating... It's like, dude, would you just back off?
I'm usually pretty good taking up for myself.
It's like, literally, nobody gives a shit what you're saying right now. And nor appreciates it.
Right.
Just back off.
Yeah. That's kind of...
It's creepy.
It is creepy. It sounds stalker-esque.
It does. It's very much correlates with stalker behavior.
And then that's kind of crazy because in the world
A lot
of the
of the time-
internet, it's you that can be dangerous.
Sometimes that's an indicator of it starting.
I can see that. I can see that very much. And that people formulate this fantasy about people.
And then get angry when person does not live up to their
Right.
fantasy or whatever. And it's like, sorry, I did not
Absolutely.
live up to the imagination.
Right, that's somebody else's imagination.
Yeah.
And, yeah. It's kind of crazy.
It
It's
is.
kind of crazy, but we've got people that are that do have psychological problems and that do get sort of fixated on people that are on the internet or radio or any of the other things.
Yeah.
So
Very.
never meet your heroes. You will always be disappointed.
Unless you're good at picking out heroes.
If you view them as other people that you appreciate and respect, then they're just people that you appreciate and respect.
Well, that's the
They're
thing.
not
It's
a
like
hero.
that saying is like never meet your heroes. That's basically meaning do not put them up on a pedestal that is
Absolutely.
God-like.
Absolutely.
Because they're going to, yeah.
Sure. Humans are always going to disappoint at some point because they're human.
If you keep them at that human level, you ain't going to get much disappointment.
Yeah, exactly. There's a word, it's called Riz. R-I-Z-Z. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is that?
Riz is commonly used on social media platforms. This is from the website, by the way. This ain't what I know. Riz is commonly used at platforms. It represents an individual's skill in flirting and displaying charm, particularly when pursuing a romantic interest.
So it's
Sometimes.
just flirting?
Yeah. It's like, flaming.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the romantic version of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's sort of stalker-esque also.
No, it's just
Sort of the love bombing type thing.
no.
And
It's kind of like they're picking on a person, but flirting with
Okay.
them at the same time.
Oh, okay. Now, I have seen women as far as on some of the things, and I'm thinking, you're embarrassing yourself. Just stop it.
That's a pick me.
I don't think that was on this list. Explain what a pick me is.
Exactly as you said. It's one of those girls that's like, oh, choose me. They see a guy. He's not even looking at her. But she's in the back of the class waving her hand. Pick me, trying to flirt her
I've seen them
eyes out or whatever.
I
don't
have seen
know.
them do it in chat rooms.
Yes.
And it's very effective.
Is it? Because the rest of us get irritated.
I have seen it be very effective, and I'm like, what? But I don't know, because I was never that type of a woman at all.
It just irritates. I don't know. Some people like it. Some people find it cute. To each their own. Whatever. It's annoying.
It's cringeworthy for me. It really, I'm like, stop it. Just stop it.
Those pick-me's usually, I don't know.
It's
From
like
what I
have
heard,
some self-respect.
no, it's not those. They don't end up being good people.
No, they end up
Anyway.
being manipulative.
Yeah.
And it's another form of love bombing. It is emotional manipulation.
It's
yeah. And I'm like, and it's like, God love y'all men. I love men. I honestly do. But sometimes y'all be dumb.
Hi.
Kids sitting there going, and as far as with the feminine wiles, and I'm thinking, are you really falling for that shit? And a lot of times they do. And I've never understood it.
The what? The what?
Feminine wiles.
Never heard that term.
Whorish behavior. How's that? Is that a little more plain spoken? The pick-me type behavior. Mm-hmm. And the ones that, because there's always spirited
She a
Jezebel.
bimbo.
There's always spirited Jezebel out there. They'll go out and do stuff just because they can.
Although, what about the ones that just look that way, but they honestly ain't doing nothing?
That's totally different.
They just like the aesthetic. That's like a lot of the girls. They just like the bimbo aesthetic. They don't like the lifestyle. They just like the aesthetic.
I don't know why in the hell anybody would want to do lot lizard aesthetic. I mean, but there are people that do. I get it.
Look at McBling.
I get it.
Look at the McBling era. That was like during 2005, 2010. That was the McBling era. That was like Juicy Couture, Paris Hilton, a lot of velour tracksuits.
I don't know. I was
Stuff like
never,
that. That's very bimbo.
I was never
Barbie.
a trendy person.
Barbie in the 80s and 90s can be considered bimbo core to an extent. Actually, her in the early 2000s when she was doing like that high fashion Y2K shit, that can be considered bimbo core.
I was a metalhead. That was it. I was a metalhead. We were in a league all of their own. Just metalhead. Mm-hmm. I did listen to other things, but that was the look for the most part. Okay. Big hair, lots of hairspray, all that stuff. Of course, I couldn't do that in college, and then when I was in nursing, and as a matter of trying to be professional, and yeah, I was a train wreck. I was an absolute train wreck, is what I was back in the 80s. All right, term sheesh.
Sheesh. I mean, everybody knows that.
How
Everybody knows sheesh.
How is that Gen Z? I
Because
thought that had been around forever.
Because it has, but Gen Z, the way that they did it, it's like you got to do the face, and this is where we need the cameras. You got to do the sheesh.
Oh, okay.
It's just the fuck. I don't know. It's just the thing.
For a lot of us, they say sheesh in like situations where you can't say, well, shit. You just say sheesh or something like that.
I mean, yeah.
Now, this one I like.
Sada.
Shook.
Oh,
What?
you skipped one.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't. Okay. Shook. I am shook. I am shooketh.
I like shooketh better.
I have been shooken. Shooketh. She jumped out of the wall, and I was shook at that rat on her head. You call that a wig? That I am shook. The house down boots.
Which, that is a cool term, which I'm sure that everybody figures out that that's a matter of shock, surprise, or astonishment.
Yeah. I like shook.
I like it too. And the ones that I like, I borrow from you all.
Mm-hmm. And
Now,
side-eye.
Side-eye.
Ooh, everybody knows what the side-eye is, but this is the bombastic side-eye. That's when you're really looking at someone sideways, and it's like, are you for real right now?
Yeah, that's the ones those of us with the Leo in our charts can do really, really well.
Mm-hmm. It's just like,
They should have had the Spock eyebrow. That's always the thing.
That can be part of it. That's part of the bombastic side-eye.
It has to be, but I mean, they should have that included with the side-eye. Now, I don't know whether we want to go ahead. Yeah, we'll go ahead because there's been people, and there was such controversy about this phrase recently, and that was the term simp.
Simp. He's a simp. She's a simp. That means someone's simping, if saying, that means someone's simping over, that doesn't give you the definition of a simp. Someone is literally, that's a simp. They're sucking up to they're sucking up to either a guy or a girl.
Back in the day, it used to be called pee-whipped. I'm not going to say the full thing.
Oh, we all know
kids
that.
In here.
Oh, we all know that.
But that has been, simp took the place of that term.
It's a much more pleasant term, but if you don't want us to use it, I have no problem using that.
Well,
that
that's one of those boundaries the kid and I. There's some words.
No, there's shit I will say around my friends versus parents and family.
Because we have respect for each other and that parent-child bond. Mm-hmm. And the coffee slurps are incoming.
Yeah.
Oh. But it was interesting that was that several months back that was they were trying to get rid of that term. No. And then here's one of your favorites, and I think it has
slay.
Yeah, I think that has sort of waned in popularity.
It has because it's got overdone.
Yeah, over exposure.
Like I don't even use it.
Not like you did.
I didn't even use it that much. I'm like, slay.
And that's the thing about any of these.
I don't think I've really ever used slay.
Trendy lingo. It's like
Unless it was
fast
sarcasm.
fashion. It comes and goes quickly.
Yeah. Now, queen, yeah, I will definitely use queen.
So, this is one as far as...
Queen. What'd you say? Queen.
And what exactly, when you're using that in that context, explain. It's that someone is...
I don't know how to describe it exactly.
Expecting royalty to be treated as royalty, and you're
basically
making
like
fun
you're
of that.
like you're correlating them to royalty in a way. It's like, oh no, you're good.
Okay.
But it can be used in like a actual legit, like, oh, queen, she is good, she is serving it, she is slaying it.
Okay.
But it can also be like, oh, queen, or like, for example, Nicki Minaj, queen, sort of like, I don't know the best one to compare it to, but yeah, it's just like, it's always someone that's just usually doing too much. That's when you get the sarcastic queen. But the other times, like, someone's like slay queen, that's usually like a celebrity or someone that they hold in high regards.
Okay. And how many of these words come out of like rap music and different things like that? Is there none? Is this just the kids doing that? Y'all doing this stuff yourselves?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay. That would be better. I'd rather that it be organic than some influencer starting some of this stuff. This one, again, I think it has waned in popularity. Spill the tea. T-E-A.
I say that all the time. What's the tea? What's the tea? Spill the tea.
And I will say that there was, what was the gentleman's name? That he had a song several years ago that it was called Lipton Thief.
No.
And
yeah.
it was hilarious.
It was a diss. I don't remember. I think the person's, like, that persona was called Kandie something. But it's like, Lipton thief, bitch done stole my tea.
And
she a Lipton thief, which tea usually means what's the truth.
Right.
Like, what's the tea, what's the truth?
And this was
Spill the truth.
Was it out of the drag community? Was that where it came from?
That's where that came from. That's also where Queen came from.
Okay.
And Slay.
But it was absolutely hilarious because dude had created a bralette type thing out of tea bags. And the video was hilarious.
Not only that, he made the wig that he was wearing.
Right.
Like, he did that shit professionally. He made wigs professionally. And legit person that he was reading, they pulled up receipts in that video.
Oh yeah, he was very upset about it.
Stole the signature wig. The look of the signature style that they wore.
That was something that was very serious within these communities and stuff because it's somebody's art.
Well, not only that, yeah, that is somebody's art, but this is just courtesy in general. Like, for example, tattoos. You don't take someone else's tattoo.
No.
You don't jack someone else's leather. You don't cop their leather. You don't copy their shit. You're not a copycat.
Right.
Don't copy and fax that. Just make your own shit.
Oh, isn't that kind of ironic, though, as far as when we are in a world that is inundated by everything that comes from China?
You know?
That's just one of those other ironies. And maybe that's why
although they do produce some good stuff over there. Like, for example, the Defa Lucy's.
Throwing off on that, but I mean, when it doesn't matter where you go, it's the same stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all the same shit. And it's like, I don't want this useless junk.
Right.
It's just junk.
Right. And I think that's where people are they're having to reassess a lot of their priorities.
It's sort of like that scene in Labyrinth where she ate the peach and then she ended up in that room. She was like, this is all junk.
Yeah, how much?
And then it started falling in. Yeah.
How much is enough? We went through that realization a long time ago. If I think about it, I will put the video link to the gentleman about the Lipton thief.
Yeah.
We'll probably listen to this that after we finish because it really is a cool little musical thing. Mm-hmm. And the what was it, the tongue clicking thing that he does? Yeah, it's sort of like that. The popping. The first time I heard,
That's
I'm like,
just a
what
thing.
is that? What is that?
Some people say, oh, it correlated from Africa, something like that. But no, everybody has done some sort of popping sound.
Yeah.
Whether that's mean like,
It's sort of an emphasis. It's almost like an exclamation point.
yeah, but also at the same time, someone can do something sideways and you can go like, I didn't do it right, but it's like, all right then, you did that. You did that.
And see, I just blithely go through public unawares. This word that's stan.
Oh, that wait. Also the popping. No Chick-fil-A sauce? What? No Chick-fil-A sauce.
You can tell I don't TikTok.
Lemonade,
Like
all right. Well, all right. What else would you like? Can I have some barbecue sauce? The Buffalo's the barbecue sauce. No Chick-fil-A sauce? I need to show you that TikTok.
Okay.
I really do.
He does this. He will go off on the full routines. Finish the video. Stay focused. Stay focused.
Stan is someone that literally, it's like they're in a fucking cult, following a cult leader. That is a stan. Someone who follows a celebrity obsessively.
Okay.
Almost holding them like in God height.
So they're a cult member.
Kinda. Like, for example, the Swifties, the majority of them are stans.
Huh.
Those are the ones that get dangerous. The stans do. They fight people. They dox people. They'll hurt people in real life.
Yeah, that really is cult-like behavior.
Yeah.
And that if you say anything against their deity, then you're an infidel. That ain't cool. We've got lots of people that are like that in various and sundry things. And then with the sus, I think we had sort of briefly touched on that.
Yeah, sus comes from, for example, that came from the time that, oh God, what was it? It was the game Sus. There's Among Us. People had to suss them out, basically which person was the imposter, which one was suspect, which one was suspicious. So it's suspect or suspicious. It's sus.
It's a game about trying to figure out which one the enemy is that is among them.
All of you look pretty much exactly the same, except you can either put like a hat on of some sort. You can have like one of the hats is another little mini Among Us person. And so, but you're all different colors. But there is one imposter, which is like this monster creature that kills or eats people.
Okay.
And you have to run and press a button before it either kills you or something else.
Well, that sounds like fun. It really actually does.
It is. When you got people to play with.
What is this one? Oh, TBF. And that is
What is that?
the to be fair.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, and some of the ones like that, I really do. If in chat or a comment or something, and I'm like, I have to go and look it up. This other one is TFW.
That feeling when. That's
I'm
all
not
that
familiar
means.
with that one.
That feel when. That
Yeah.
feeling when. For example, it's like that feeling when there's one slice of pizza, but there's two people in the house.
Okay.
Who want that pizza? Who wants that pizza? That feeling when.
Okay.
That feeling when when something happens.
Like I said, that's one of those that I was too engaged in the next one, which you use frequently.
Touch grass?
Touch grass.
Y'all need to get off your damn computers and touch some grass. You really do. Seriously, it's people that are chronically online. That's why we do say touch grass. We mean it.
It's a
literally.
reminder.
Yeah, it's like go out in the real world, breathe fresh air, talk to actual people, look at animals, pet the animals, touch the grass.
To experience reality instead of cyber.
Literally, it's like go outside and do something other than be chronically online.
Now, you know what? That has actually great value because as peers, you all have a tendency, you will probably listen to each other more so than you will listen to other people outside of your little peer group sometimes that would tell you the same thing.
Sometimes even our own generation doesn't listen to each other.
Well, that's true of all humans, but I think that's pretty cool. It's sad that you have to remind people to go outside to turn the electronics off.
Mm-hmm. I don't know when that started becoming a thing. I think that was like 2020 when that started becoming a thing. That was when people were legitimately online all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, oh, you need to go out and do something. To sit on the ground and just meditate. Something.
Do you think within that period of time, because our world really didn't change much during that period of time, but other people, it did.
It did.
And
I mean, it really fucked some people up.
do you think that was when they realized that there was a problem with technology, or that for some technology truly became a problem?
I think that was when they realized that, like, they do genuinely have a problem with technology, but also technology is a genuine problem sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And maybe that they took for granted the ability to go outside and touch grass.
That too. Because those people in the cities, they couldn't go outside. They had to stay in their apartments.
Right.
Hanging their heads out the windows.
That's beautiful. That just...
literally yelling at each other across the street to other people from other apartments.
Wow.
Literally, people did that.
Yeah, I know they did. Like I said, for us in our little area, that was not that different. I thought it was great because there were fewer cars on the road.
Right. It was a nice drive.
And I don't like people up in my personal space anyhow. So I thought, hell yeah.
How long?
You just keep social distancing.
How long until flying cars become a thing?
I don't know. Unserious.
I mean, that's just... why you... This is a serious situation. You're not taking it seriously. You're being unserious.
And isn't some of it, it's almost a form of pidgin English that people, are they trying to be humorous, or is it that they really don't know the language?
No, they're trying to be humorous. And
There's
a lot of irony in, a lot of purposeful irony in Gen Z.
Okay. Well, as long as they know the difference, because some of them I'm like, do you really?
The thing is, Gen Z does stuff ironically. Gen Alpha... ugh.
They don't know any better.
No, they don't know what's up.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Okay, vanish mode. Is it the same thing as ghosting?
Let me look. Let me see.
Is vanish mode the same as hermit mode?
I don't know. Talk while I look at this.
Okay. I think, let's see. It's a functionality found on different messaging platforms that enables users to send temporary or disappearing messages to their contacts.
Okay, that must be like a thing that for Snapchat does, because their stuff is temporary unless you put it to another mode, which
and then it just
keeps
goes away.
The stuff. Yeah. As soon as they open it, read it, and then close it, it's gone.
Well, and then that was
like they can open it back up, like they can open our messages back up, and it's just gone if you don't have that other thing switched on.
When you all were young, I always did try to warn you, do not ever put anything online at any time that you would not want on the front page of a newspaper.
Yeah.
And that's a good rule of thumb on stuff like that, because it has come back to haunt many.
Well, that's because people treated it like their public diary, and you can't exactly you can't do that because it's still public, and you know how the public is.
Mm-hmm. And these people that has drugged stuff up from 20-some years ago, and I'm like,
they're still dragging.
Person.
They're still dragging. And no, I'm not a fan of either of these people, although I do like Jeffree Star's makeup. They're still dragging Jeffree Star for stuff that he did 15 years ago. During the MySpace era.
Let it go.
They're pissed off at Shane Dawson for the stuff that he did in early 2010s, like on YouTube, the blackface stuff like that. They're still dredging.
Yeah.
They're still dredging that shit up, even after all these years later. It's like, you can't say that you've not done some shit in your past that is questionable. Would you want to have stuff pulled up by you? Or stuff of you pulled up?
Right. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, also known as we have all sinned and fallen short.
Yes. It's time to look at each other like we're actual humans and not fucking machines.
And if you've got somebody that is that perfect, well, hell, go ahead and ascend and leave the rest of us down here to try to figure it out.
Right.
Vibe check. Now,
merge with the Fae.
Yeah. The vibe check.
I've used that one.
I don't know that one's necessarily just Gen Z.
No. No, it's like walk into a room, vibe check. Checking everybody's vibe.
Well, that's, yeah.
It's like, is this a good vibe that I need to be in, or do I need to, like, dip?
Well, and that was like you learned very early, everything is vibration and frequency, and to try to pay attention to that.
When you feel it, you have no choice but to pay attention to it.
Right. But if you have someone who says, this is what's going on, pay attention to this, that's that sort of a little bit of validation. Yikes. Yikes.
Everybody's used yikes. But now it's come back because it's just like, it's funny. It's cute.
Yeah.
Retro.
The one that I like, and this was the last one on their list.
I love this one.
Yeet. When I first heard it, I thought, what the hell is that? And it's a term that has become very endearing to me.
Mm-hmm. It is the sound that you make when you throw something. For example, I'm about to throw this hat. Y'all can't see, but I'm reeling it back. Yeet!
And that was from gaming, right?
No, that was from Vine, where this girl was like, this bitch is empty. Yeet! And then chucked this empty can of soda through the hall filled with people.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And I hate that they took away the little kid, the oof sound.
I know. It's still on YouTube, but like Roblox doesn't have it. I think they should get someone to record their own version of oof.
It was just perfect. It was perfect. And how that certain sounds have become, a part of this current period of time and this generation. And
oof is just a sound that you either make when it's like, oh, like you get some shocking news, some news that you didn't particularly want to hear, like it was bad. It's like, oof.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Or you get hit, oof.
And that's just like...
Or land hard or something like that.
The kid and I were talking earlier today about that we had enjoyed doing the words. And as far as... to learn more about Gen Z, because it's very easy to sit and judge them, and no, don't judge these kids, because they've got challenges that none of the rest of us ever dreamed would happen.
We just want to experience the world how God sort of wanted us to experience it, which is just to live.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. Just to live, not to slave away.
And we have no idea as far as the amount of stress and all the other insanity that has been going on, how it has affected these kids and how it is affecting them. And that's something, when you go through a period of time like that and you come out the other end, it can take a generation for that to fully manifest. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, pray for these people. Generations. Pray for them. Mm-hmm. They need it. And these little Gen Alphas, God love them. I'm concerned. But you said that the Gen Z... Y? But you said the Gen Z kids were apparently more conscientious, some of them, parenting.
Yeah, some of them are more conscientious about that. We're better than millennials, a lot of us.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to shit on millennials. It's just like, I don't understand why y'all say, oh, we're just trying to teach them internet safety at a young age. No, you're throwing them into a tank of sharks is what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
get those babies out of there.
Yeah.
Don't get them near it.
Right.
Unless they are of a certain age, meaning in their teens or something like that, don't give them the shit.
Yeah. Be responsible.
Yeah.
Be a kid's parent, not their peer. Mm-hmm. That has been the main thing that I have seen, for years.
Well, the thing is, you can be a parent and a peer at the same time.
Yes and no.
It's just that there are certain things that you do got to remind the child is like, hey, that boundary. I may be your friend, but I ain't just your friend. I am your parent. At the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, I am your parent.
Well, the dynamic changes after a kid turns 18, and it's not like that's a magical
different
number.
But I'm talking about below 18.
Right. And then that's where it's not a matter of being necessarily a peer. It is important. You get to be a peer or, like I said, the dynamic shifts after the child becomes an adult. But until then, be a parent. Mm-hmm. And that includes using the magical word no.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to mean it. And it's okay if your kid gets angry with you.
It's okay to have, what was it over there that they taught us? An IOP. Flexible boundaries, rigid boundaries, mm-hmm. and then that middle ground.
Mm-hmm. Compromise.
Yeah, that compromise.
You always leave room for compromise.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyhow, but I thought this was a fun little experiment. Thank you all for those of you who enjoyed and listened, because I know this is a little bit off of our beaten path, which we're way off the beaten path every day.
I'd like someone to strap me up, put me in a slingshot, and yeet me across the world right now.
Final thoughts, kid.
Just take the time to learn.
Yeah.
Take the time to learn what the younger people are actually meaning. Don't take offense to it.
Yeah.
Because it's not like we're trying. These words, these are not offensive words. These are just play. This is play. This is just how this is casual talk.
Yeah. But it's just, like I said, take time with them. A lot of these kids are absolutely so starved for attention. Mm-hmm. Absolutely starved.
They are.
So, if you've had experiences with the paranormal or supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, if you yourself are the proud owner of a GenZ or are a GenZ, let us know in the comments section. Mm-hmm. What your thoughts are. You can always email us, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and the link to the article will be there in the description box. And if I can remember to put that video link, it's hilarious. It is hilarious.
It is. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications, daily uploads. Thank you all. Have a good. You get it. I can't speak. Also,
okay.
Queen. What'd you say? Queen. That was from a video as well.
Oh, okay.
She actually said the F slur first,
mm-hmm.
and then was like, "Oh, what'd you say?" And like her passenger was like, "What'd you say, Queen? What did you mean, Queen?"
Just trying to cover up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Know that you are loved. Remember to treat other people the way that you would like to be treated. Mm-hmm. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.